On October 6, 2025, the media world was rocked by a headline that few saw coming. Bari Weiss, a journalist known for her outspoken views and willingness to challenge conventional narratives, was named editor-in-chief of CBS News. The announcement sent shockwaves through newsrooms across the country, with journalists and industry insiders scrambling to make sense of what this meant for the future of American journalism. This wasn't just a routine leadership shuffle. It represented a profound transformation in the identity and direction of one of America's most storied and trusted news organizations, a network that, for decades, had been synonymous with journalistic integrity and the public's right to know. The news came on the heels of a massive multi-billion-dollar merger that placed CBS News under the control of new owners, with a reputation for strong ideological leanings, raising immediate questions about editorial independence and the future of the network's reporting. Central to this seismic shift was the acquisition of Weiss's own media company, the Free Press, for a staggering $150 million. This bold move signaled not just a change in leadership, but a deliberate pivot toward a new editorial vision, one that promised to shake up the status quo and redefine what CBS News stands for. Critics wasted no time voicing their concerns. Many see this as a devastating blow to CBS's hard-earned credibility, fearing that the network could become a mouthpiece for right-leaning propaganda and lose its reputation for balanced reporting. Social media erupted with heated debates, and some longtime CBS journalists reportedly considered resigning in protest. Yet, for Weiss's supporters, her appointment is nothing short of revolutionary. They hail her as a fearless disruptor, someone unafraid to challenge entrenched media orthodoxies and revive trust among viewers who have felt alienated by what they perceive as a liberal bias in mainstream news. To them, this is a long-overdue course correction. The move has ignited a fierce and passionate debate, instantly becoming one of the most polarizing media stories of the year. Across the country, people are asking, what does this mean for the future of news? Will CBS become a beacon of free expression, or will it slide into partisan warfare? For some, this is a victory for free speech and intellectual diversity, a chance to broaden the range of voices and perspectives in the national conversation. For others, it's a dangerous step toward the politicization of news, threatening the very foundation of objective journalism. The legacy of legendary figures like Walter Cronkite and Edward R. Murrow, icons who defined CBS News as the gold standard of American journalism, now hangs in the balance as the network stands at a crossroads between tradition and transformation. As the dust settles, one thing is clear. The stage is set for a dramatic new chapter in American journalism, one that will test the boundaries of trust, truth, and the very role of the media in a divided nation. To truly grasp the impact of this appointment, it's essential to understand the person at the center of it all. Bari Weiss is not just another journalist. Her story is one of ambition, controversy, and a relentless drive to shape public debate. Weiss first rose to national prominence as an op-ed editor at the New York Times. There, she quickly became known for challenging progressive orthodoxy, often publishing pieces that sparked heated debates both inside and outside the newsroom. Her willingness to question prevailing narratives made her a lightning rod for controversy, drawing both admiration and fierce criticism. In 2020, her public resignation from the Times sent shockwaves through the media world. Weiss cited what she described as a stifling ideological environment, claiming that intellectual diversity was no longer tolerated. This bold move catapulted her into the spotlight as a leading critic of cancel culture and a defender of free expression. Before her tenure at the Times, Weiss honed her skills at the Wall Street Journal, where she tackled contentious issues such as free speech, identity politics, and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Her reporting and editorial work often focused on topics that many mainstream outlets avoided or approached with caution. A staunch defender of Israel, Weiss has never shied away from taking clear stances on international affairs, often speaking at pro-Israel events and writing extensively on the subject. She's also become a vocal critic of diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, arguing that they sometimes undermine merit and free inquiry. Her outspoken views on gender ideology and identity politics have earned her both passionate supporters and equally passionate detractors, making her a polarizing figure in today's culture wars. Weiss's reputation as a cultural warrior is matched by accusations from critics who label her a contrarian or even a grifter, suggesting she courts controversy for personal gain. Yet her defenders argue that she is simply unafraid to speak uncomfortable truths. To her supporters, Bari Weiss represents a courageous intellectual voice, someone willing to challenge dominant narratives and defend principles of open debate, even when it comes at a personal cost. Now, this polarizing and influential identity is stepping into a leadership role at CBS News, a network with a storied legacy in American journalism. Her arrival signals not just a new chapter for CBS News, but potentially a profound shift in the network's editorial direction and its place in the national conversation. After leaving the New York Times, Weiss launched the Free Press on Substack, a platform known for empowering independent writers and journalists. She quickly built it into a major independent media company, attracting a diverse team of journalists dedicated to fearless reporting. The Free Press promised fearless journalism and rapidly attracted 1.5 million subscribers, a testament to its compelling content and dedicated readership. Its content often challenged mainstream outlets, focusing on critiques of COVID-19 policies, transgender rights, and other hot-button issues that many felt were underreported or misrepresented. The Free Press also maintained an unwavering support for Israel, often providing perspectives that were absent in other media. The site became a hub for anti-woke commentary and skepticism toward DEI programs, resonating with readers who felt alienated by mainstream narratives. During the Israel-Hamas war, the Free Press positioned itself as a corrective to what it saw as biased global coverage, offering in-depth analysis and fact-checking. Weiss's success proved there was a large audience for her brand of contrarian journalism, which often went against the grain of conventional media. The Free Press's profitability and influence made it a prime acquisition target for Paramount's new owners, who saw its potential to reshape their media strategy. Now, its DNA is being transplanted into CBS News, promising to bring a fresh, independent perspective to the mainstream media landscape. Weiss's appointment capped a sweeping corporate merger that reshaped Paramount Global's ownership and politics. Skydance Media, led by David Ellison, merged with Paramount in an $8.4 billion deal, bringing new political ties and priorities. The $150 million acquisition of the Free Press was a clear move to inject Weiss's editorial vision into CBS News. Weiss wasn't just hired, she was installed as the network's new ideological leader. The new regime quickly signaled a rightward turn, appointing conservative figures and eliminating diversity hiring policies. These moves, combined with a high-profile settlement with Donald Trump, underscored the network's new direction. Weiss's arrival is the culmination of a calculated strategy to remake CBS News. The result, a high-stakes gamble that could redefine the network's identity. The backlash to Weiss's appointment was swift and intense, especially from liberal journalists and commentators. Critics called it an act of vandalism against a pillar of American journalism, questioning her qualifications and motives. Media figures like Chris Hayes and Jamel Bowie accused her of political provocation and grifting. Outlets like Defector and Slate predicted disaster, warning of a rightward lurch and loss of credibility. The main concern: Weiss's background in opinion writing doesn't match the demands of leading a global news operation. Many see her as a political operative, not a journalist committed to objective reporting. The intensity of the backlash highlights just how divisive her leadership is. The future of CBS News now hangs in the balance. Inside CBS News, the mood turned grim as staff learned of Weiss's appointment. Many felt betrayed, fearing the network's legacy of independent journalism was at risk. Morale plummeted, especially as layoffs loomed while millions were spent acquiring the Free Press. Staffers doubted Weiss's experience and worried about the network becoming a platform for her political agenda. The timing fueled resentment, lavish spending on a controversial hire, while journalists faced job cuts. Concerns grew that coverage, especially of the Middle East, would be shaped by the new owner's political interests. Journalists now fear pressure to conform to a specific line, threatening the network's credibility. CBS News faces a crisis of confidence and identity. Despite the uproar, Weiss's supporters see her appointment as a necessary correction. They argue that legacy media has become a monoculture, out of touch with much of America. Weiss is seen as a champion of intellectual diversity, ready to open CBS News to new voices and perspectives. Her success with the Free Press is cited as proof of her ability to connect with modern audiences. Supporters believe she'll bring innovation and energy to a struggling network. They reject claims that she's a political operative, calling her views common sense. For them, Weiss's arrival is a chance to rebuild trust and break the media echo chamber. With Weiss in charge, CBS News is poised for major changes. Expect more stories, challenging woke ideology and progressive causes, a hallmark of Weiss's brand. The network may feature more contrarian voices and compete directly with Fox News for conservative viewers. Coverage of the Middle East is likely to become more pro-Israel, with less space for Palestinian perspectives. The elimination of diversity hiring policies signals a broader cultural shift. Staff changes are expected, with new hires from the Free Press and similar outlets. The goal to transform CBS News into a reflection of Weiss's vision for journalism. Both critics and supporters agree. A new era is beginning. Bari Weiss's takeover of CBS News is more than a media shakeup. It's a turning point for American journalism. It forces us to question the purpose of news and the meaning of objectivity. The move challenges the idea of networks as neutral arbiters, suggesting a future of openly partisan news. Viewers must now be more critical, questioning whether news is meant to inform or persuade. The rapid transformation of CBS shows that no brand is immune to ideological shifts. The future of CBS News will signal the direction of American media as a whole. Will this lead to revitalization or deepen partisan divides? The outcome is uncertain, but the stakes are high. The battle for CBS News is a battle for the future of information itself.